Hey Delaney, this is Brian from Leadhounds, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 things that you can start doing to bring in more patients through your website. So you might be asking yourself, why is this guy just showing me this stuff for free? Couldn't I just go do it myself and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you absolutely can do this. But it does take time, and what I've found is that most business owners don't have the time to worry about perfecting their website or showing up on Google searches. So if you do have the time, then that's great. I encourage you to use what you learn in this video. But if you don't, and you think that you could use some help with this, then just give me a call or shoot me an email after you're done watching and we can talk about the next steps. Okay, so I mentioned those 3 strategies. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the goal of those strategies. What are they trying to do? And that's going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. So that's basically a word or a phrase that someone's going to search on Google when they want to purchase a service. So in your case at Prime Body Spa, that might be something like Botox Miami. So I went ahead and searched for that on Google, and let's see what we find. So right here up at the top, we have the websites that show up for this keyword, right? So these are some of your competitors. And, up all the way at the top, we have Miami Skin and Vein. So let's see if we can find Prime Body Spa anywhere on here. We'll just scroll through the first 1 or 2 pages and didn't see it there. Okay, so that's the first page. Let's look at one more. Okay, so there we're at the bottom of the second page, and we don't see your website anywhere. So what that means is that for everybody searching Botox Miami, they're going to find your competitors' websites and not yours. They're going to go to Miami Skin and Vein or Dr. Ari Crow, right, instead of finding you. So then you might ask, well, do I even care about that? Like, how many people are even searching this stuff? And we can actually take a look at that. Using this tool called Ahrefs, we can get search engine data. And right here, we see that keyword we looked at, Botox Miami. And we see that it gets 1,000 searches every single month. And then if you look through the rest of this list, Botox and Miami, right? I know there's a lot of Spanish speakers there, so you got them searching for stuff. That gets another 1,100. You got another 250 for all of these, 200. So this is thousands of people searching for Botox services in Miami. And you could get a list like this for any of those other services you provide. Lip fillers, hydrofacials, all that stuff. But if you're not showing up in the Google results, nobody is going to find your website. So let's see what keywords you do show up for. So I went ahead and searched your website on Ahrefs, and here we see a little overview, but we can look at your keywords too. And we see you just show up for 2 that are related to the name of your business, but you're in the over 50th position here, right? And none of these have anything to do with your services. So nobody's going to find you when they search these keywords, and no one's going to find you for those buyer intent keywords. And let's look at what your competitor shows up for. So this is Miami Skin and Vein, and let's see what they show up for. Okay, so right here you can see almost immediately what you want to go for with your website, right? We see Botox Miami right there, Botox and Miami, over 2,000 with just those 2 keywords, and look where they show up. First position, third position. That means they're the first and the third link that shows up on Google for these. And we got a bunch more where they're in the top, at least the top 10 positions here. So that means they're going to be getting hundreds or thousands of people coming to their website in the Miami area and looking at their site and thinking, I'm going to go to their business to purchase these services. So how can you compete with them for these top spots? Well, that comes back to those 3 strategies that I mentioned at the start of the video. And the first of those is going to be the content on your website. And so what I mean by that is literally the words that show up on your site. And what Google wants to see is between 1,500 and 2,000 words on the site. And that's so that they know what information you're providing to people that are using their search engine, right? And if you don't have a lot of content, then Google has a hard time figuring out what your business offers. So right here, we can see your website. And if we scroll to the bottom, we don't see a lot of content, right? So that's one of the reasons that you're not going to be showing up for all these searches. And the other thing is, with content, you want to have a site that looks really professional, is responsive, right? And you want to use your domain, right? I think I saw on your link tree that you have primebodyspa.com, right? You're going to want to change that so that your website shows up for that domain instead of this Square site one, because Google sees that and they don't rank it as highly as a site that's on a private domain. Okay, so let's take a look for a comparison at the content on your competitor's website. So this is Miami Skin and Vein again, and we can just scroll down and see how much content they have. So they have a good blurb right there, good amount of content there, and we'll keep going a little more. And there we are at the bottom, and we see that they probably have about 600-700 words of content on their homepage. So that is one of the reasons why they're probably beating you out for all those rankings, right? They have more content than you. But if we add about 1,500 words to your website that uses those words you want to target, we can start to beat them out in the content department. Okay, so that's content. Let's move on to the second strategy, which is called backlinking. So a backlink is when another website posts a link that goes to your website. And what that does is it tells Google that you are a credible business, because when they see other businesses, other websites linking to you, talking about you, right, sending their own customers to your website with one of those links, that gives them more trust in your business. So right here from Ahrefs, we can see that you have one backlink, right? So let's take a look at your competitor. So we're back with Miami Skin and Vein, and we see that they have 315 backlinks. So you can see one obvious reason they're beating you out on the internet, right? They have way more backlinks than you. And what can we do about that? So we can actually go in and we can look at all their backlinks. And we can go through each one of these websites and we can get you a link from that site. And what that's going to do is it's going to match the strategy that they're using to get those good results, get to the top of those rankings. We don't want to stop there. We want to go above and beyond, add 100, 200 more backlinks than them. So we're not just matching them, but we're blowing them out of the water. Okay, so that's backlinks. One more thing I want to talk about is called the Google Map Pack. And this is this little section of the search results. I'm sure you've seen it before. You have this little map picture right here, and then you have 3 featured businesses. So it's going to be really important to get into these 3 featured businesses because they get about 30% of the clicks, the website traffic that comes from these searches. So how can you do that? How can you get in these top businesses? Well, one thing we like to do is called citations. So a citation is kind of like a backlink, except instead of linking to your website, it links to your Google Maps profile. And those are going to be websites like Yelp and Yellow Pages, right? That's a citation when you get a profile on those websites. And what we can do is something very similar to the backlink strategy. We can look at what the top business on the maps has for citations and copy all of them, right? We'll get you a citation from all those sites. And then, of course, we want to go above that and add 100 extra citations so we can make sure we're beating them. And on top of citations, we can also optimize your Google profile so that you're filling out all the fields. We can geotag your pictures, right, so that you're pointing Google to the location you want to send your patients. And then we can help you respond to reviews. And all this stuff are things that Google likes to see from businesses, and they're going to reward you for it by moving you up in the map rankings. All right, Delaney, those are the 3 things I wanted to talk about. Again, it's the content on your website, right? We want to give you 1,500 words and make this whole website look, beautiful and professional so that when people come here, they just want to book with you right away. Next, we want to make sure you get a ton of backlinks so you're blowing out your competitor. And finally, we want to get you in those top 3 map positions so you can take advantage of that extra traffic. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope it was valuable to you. If it was, just give me a call or shoot me an email using the information here and we can talk about next steps. All right, thanks. Bye.